Hey everyone, Shipper here, and welcome back to another YouTube video. So today we're going to do something a little bit different, as I wanted to cover some really exciting news. So THQ Nordic has been having their 10th anniversary celebrations as of late, and 2 days ago they had announced a brand new SpongeBob game, SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake. So it's going to be made by the same people who made Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, so that'll be Purple Lamp Studios. It's going to be a 3D platformer. It's going to be released for all consoles and PC. There's no set release date yet, but I'm sure we can expect something from them soon enough. So they've put out a new Steam page which gives a bit of a description of some of the features, some of the story and gameplay elements that we can expect to see in the game. So I want to cover that as well as speculate on various things about the game. So yeah, this will also include covering the trailer as well. So if you haven't seen the trailer already, please go check that out first. Links will be down in the description below. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the Steam page. So I want to start off by talking about the story of the game. Bit of an odd one to start off on, but I just wanted to give you guys just a bit of an idea of what we can expect story-wise from this game. So it's a little bit interesting, to say the least. So I'll read you the description word for word as it is on the Steam page. So here it goes. SpongeBob and Patrick meet the mysterious fortune teller Cassandra, who gives them a vial full of mermaid's tears. Legend claims they grant the wishes of those who are pure of heart. Naturally, the two best buddies get overexcited, and their flurry of wishes tears open the very fabric of space and time, all while releasing cosmic jelly onto Bikini Bottom and opening portals to strange wish worlds in the process. Now it's up to our heroes to rescue their friends who got lost in the wish worlds and bring back Bikini Bottom's most iconic buildings. But Cassandra has her own devious plan. So, just from the story there, it's certainly a bit more different from the usual storyline. It's definitely much more interesting than compared to other more recent SpongeBob titles, with exception to BFBB, because well, slight bias there, but yeah, I think Battle for Bikini Bottom was a fun story. It felt like another episode of what you'd expect from the show, but yeah, but it does give us a good idea of what we can expect. So we can expect tons of wild, wacky stuff happening. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. So some of the things they do mention on the Steam page is is the following. So they've been mentioning about having old and new platforming skills. So that sounds very interesting to me, but it also gives me a hint that maybe there's going to be quite a few abilities that we can choose from in this game. So they gave off some examples of some of the new, I believe, platforming skills that they're thinking of bringing up. So the fish hook swing and the karate kick. So I'm expecting the fish hook swing to work similarly to how Patrick's swinging ability worked in the original SpongeBob movie game. And in the karate kick, my closest comparison I could come up with would be Sandy's karate kick move from Battle for Bikini Bottom. So usually with SpongeBob games, whenever SpongeBob does a jump in attack, it's usually just a spin, a standard spin attack. So I'm guessing that's getting replaced with a karate kick, presumably. Although, again, it's just mild speculation here. But I'll give more of my thoughts on the abilities later on when we do cover the abilities, because I do have a few ideas I would like to throw about there. So they mentioned it's going to be over 30 costumes as well, including SpongeGar and Snail Bob. So we do see those outfits in the trailer, so we can pretty much confirm those two costumes for certain. There's going to be 7 Wish Worlds, including a Wild West jellyfish fields and Halloween themed rock bottom. So It's just those, just knowing like those 2 levels alone gives you a good idea of like we can be expecting crazy wild themed like worlds and stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how they portray these different like themes and stuff. So and just like like the interpretation of them on the different locations as well. There's also mentioned that you'll have a companion in Balloon Patrick. Now, I know from speaking to some people, were a little bit questionable on whether or not they like the design for the character. Personally, I think it's cute, but I can also understand why it does look a little uncanny, like when you're comparing it to actual Patrick, like normal Patrick. I do have a bit of a theory of why Balloon Patrick is a thing, which we'll cover later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, they're also saying that the original voice actors will be voicing the characters, so it's a bit of an odd one to bring up on the Steam page, but I'm assuming this is more for the people who have played like some of the other games and realised that, oh, Mr. Krabs, like say Battle for Bikini Bottom, where Mr. Krabs had a different voice actor for that game. Because presumably they couldn't get the his usual one to do the lines or something. So yeah, there's also going to be a 101 song soundtrack, including Sweet Victory, probably one of the most iconic songs probably covered in the show, and probably one of my favorite episodes of all time from the show, and just that performance at the end as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's made it onto it, because I'm imagining a lot of the songs from the soundtrack is going to be just stuff from the show, possibly some new stuff as well. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, because I do like the odd soundtrack. It gives me something to put on in the videos and stuff in the near future. So I'm not going to complain. Yeah, that's pretty much like all the bullet points for what was mentioned on the Steam page. So let's talk about the trailer and the screenshots that were on the page. So one thing I will note about the screenshots is that they are just directly ripped from the trailer, but having the stills there does still help make it, easier to be able to just, have a better look at the environments and just taking it all in, really. So we'll start from like left to right. So this is the point where I'll be probably putting pictures on the screen for you guys to see. So with the first screenshot, it shows SpongeBob in his Band Geek outfit singing Sweet Victory, and it's like the intro bit this is now. So it'll be pretty much just like it is in the original Bubble Bowl episode, which I think is really cool, but they've replicated that in 3D. Looks really good. The only thing that sticks out a little bit is the fact that, well, Balloon Patrick, not Pratt. God, what's wrong with me? Yeah, Balloon Patrick, as well as one of those weird wish portals, is present in the screenshot. So, in fairness, well, the description of the thing said that Balloon Patrick's a permanent companion, so you can expect him to be with SpongeBob wherever he goes. And in the portal end, it will probably be like the mode of transportation between different areas or different levels or something. SpongeGar then, in the second screenshot, you'll find him on a rolling boulder, but in what looks like to be a prehistoric kelp forest wish world, but which is looking like the case judging by the background. It looks like tons of kelp, which kind of makes sense. I think in some of the episodes which has involved SpongeGar, like back, I can't remember the name of the episode now, but like there's one in the show where I think it does basically take place, like obviously the prehistoric Bikini Bottom, but I think obviously Kelp Forest was an aspect of it as well, I believe. Although, I'm just going off the top of my head here, so I'm probably wrong. So in the next screenshot here then, we've got Cowboy SpongeBob riding Mystery the Seahorse in the Wild West Jellyfish Fields level. Now, there's not much you can really see of the level, but I do get this kind of vibe similar to the desert levels from the original SpongeBob movie games. I kind of get that sort of vibe from it, which it's fine by me. I quite like those levels back in the day, and it'd be nice to see more of it, to be honest. I'm really liking the Wild West theme from based on what I've seen on the trailer so far. So the screenshot after that then is SpongeBob wearing a karate outfit in what appears to be downtown Bikini Bottom. Even when you look at it in the trailer, it's kind of hard to tell if it's like what the theming is. But I have some theories of what it could be. So likely more likely it's going to be downtown Bikini Bottom as a level. So that's something at least. Yeah, so next thing after that then is we get a screenshot of Snail Bob in the Halloween Rock Bottom level. Now, I can see why they've added it as a costume, because I think what they're going for with the costumes is like iconic costumes or like transformations of SpongeBob from the show. And yeah, I wouldn't have. I don't know. I don't know what to think of Snail Bob personally. Like, yeah, it's a good. No, they've made him quite true to what he looked like in the show. But yeah, that episode was weird and kind of bad. So yeah, but that's just my own personal opinions there. Yeah, the level itself looks pretty fun. So I'm curious if it's gonna have like more of a ghostly vibe, because it seems to be much more greeny, like, and stuff. Like, we got a lot more green glows, like compared to what its interpretation of it was in Rehydrated, which is more, like, if I recall, was more along like the blue tones. So it's probably just something to do with go along with the theming, isn't it? So I'm not gonna overanalyze that. Yeah, so the next screenshot is probably the one I find the most interesting. So you got the main cast of characters from the show. So you got Mr. Krabs there, Sandy, SpongeBob, etc., and they're all carrying on performing the Sweet Victory song. They're all in different outfits, which I'm assuming is corresponding with the different themed wish worlds that they've come from. So a good example would be Mrs. Puff there. So Mrs. Puff, when you look later on in the trailer, I think you could tell that she's actually from the Wild West level. So that's probably where we'll be rescuing her from. So there's that. And the most interesting thing is this is the part where we first get introduced to these monsters. Now, I tend to refer to them as the Cosmic Jelly monsters, I don't know, because they're kind of like gloopy looking, some of them are, so I'm assuming they're probably made from the same stuff as the Cosmic Jelly that's caked Bikini Bottom, so so yeah, I'll be referring to these monsters as such. I'm also going to make the assumption that they're most likely going to be the main enemies of the game that we fight. So much like how we've had robots for pretty much the majority of SpongeBob games, we've now got these weird monsters. So that's a nice change of pace there. So the next one I quite like as well. This one's not as interesting, but SpongeGar jumping off a platform on top of a lava geyser. I quite like that. I don't know. Just that still just looks really cool. I don't know why I like it so much. I just do. It's just me biased there. And then the one after that, then we've got the Flying Dutchman, who's also in Rock Bottom and is holding a sock. Now, I do have some ideas what this sock could entail, which I'll mention later on when I get to the speculating side of things. But yeah, and then you've got two more things then. So So we got the Cowboy SpongeBob screenshot. Again, riding Mystery the Seahorse with hair flowing, which, sad as it is, but I know this. That's a reference to one of the episodes. I believe it was one of his daydreams. I believe, if I recall from the episode, he was daydreaming about, him and Mystery going off riding and that, and then he would have the flowing hair then. So, it's a reference from the show. So that's all you really need to know there. And then you got the last one, which is Sandy in a karate outfit. Not like her usual one, but you typically see in the average SpongeBob episode, but one from Karate Island. If people actually remember that special. So, yeah. As you can tell, it kind of looks like the Kill Bill outfit? Like the outfit from, like, Kill Bill or something? Which I think is what it's a reference to. So, yeah, we've got a reference upon a reference. But yeah, no, I'm kind of glad they did pick that as an outfit. I think, it beats having, like, just basically the same get-up as SpongeBob's karate outfit, but different colours. So, no, I'm quite liking that. And then she's just there, just looking like a badass taunting, or you'll find out. I believe it was, she's taunting SpongeBob into fighting her. So, yeah. That's pretty much all the screenshots covered. So I'm gonna go on and talk about some of the other details from the trailer. So SpongeBob surfing on a bubble surfboard while he was in the portal. Now I'm pointing this particular detail out as I believe this is something that might hint towards a potential ability that he may have. And I will come back to it again later, because I think I have a bit more of a point that I want to expand upon, not just on this bubble surfboard, but of an entire category of abilities that we may see, but are more level specific. So, yeah, and the other thing I would also want to mention as well is, there's also the monsters. Throughout the trailer, we do get one or two good hints at of what the enemy designs are, and by the looks of things, I think we've got like some which look like to be your more basic enemies. I think there's even one that looks like a flying enemy, although it's kind of hard to tell at the moment without seeing actual gameplay. I think once we see some proper gameplay, we can probably confirm that sort of thing. Yeah, and just the one final point I want to point out from the trailer. Wild West Mrs. Puff absolutely kicks ass on guitar. She's awesome. Do not change my mind, because I never will. I will die on a hill over that. I just love how I was like a good 10-20 seconds of the end of the trailer just dedicated to her just absolutely shredding on the guitar. I don't know why I found this so funny, but like, it was just brilliant. I loved it. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to cover for the trailer side of things, and just everything on the Steam page. So this is the part I've been looking forward to the most, which is the speculating side of things, because boy have I had a lot of things flowing through my head of like ideas of what could be happening, or what can we expect in this game and that. I've already hinted and pointed to a few things already, but I want to try and go through it once again in a bit more of an organised manner, as well as add on some additional points. So I want to start off by just talking about the general gameplay, and more specifically I want to talk about the levels first. So we know already that we've got Jellyfish Fields and Rock Bottom with their themes. That's pretty much been confirmed. Now, what's already been shown is, but not explicitly stated, is the prehistoric level. We know that that's going to be a thing. The only thing is, we don't specifically know if it's going to be Kelp Forest or not. It's most likely Kelp Forest, but again, until either we get confirmation from Purple Lamp or THQ Nordic, or we see additional trailers and or gameplay footage of it, it's going to be kind of hard to really confirm that. But I don't think it'll be too long before we find out more information on stuff like that. There's gonna most likely be a medieval themed level, and that's just because of something that I think it gets mentioned in the description, as well as something that gets seen in the trailer, which I've intentionally held back on because I want to talk about it when we go over the costumes. So yeah, so a medieval themed level. Now this one is kind of stumped me because I've been trying to figure out where this could be, and the best guess I can really give for it is probably, and this one's a bit of an outlet, might sound a bit outrageous perhaps, it might make sense, but the Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket specifically being like a medieval themed level. So it could be you get like two castles, like, you know, near each other. So you have like the Krusty Krab castle or whatever, and then you got the Chum Bucket castle then. So you know you have like a Chum Bucket themed castle and yeah, the Krusty Krab themed one. That's kind of what I'm going off of. Like that's what I'm speculating, but again, it's just I haven't really got anything to back that up, unfortunately. One thing I do have that I can back up is downtown. Now I said I wasn't too sure about like the location specifically with the karate scenes in the trailer. It's most likely downtown, but when you look at the trailer, there isn't anything too explicit to show what the theming was. Because when I was thinking about it at first, I was thinking it's probably some sort of like Chinatown theme or like karate themed level. But that was before I decided to acknowledge Squidward in the scene, in one of the scenes, and specifically what he was wearing and what he was doing. He was dressed like a director and was doing directory stuff before SpongeBob and Sandy jumped through a portal. So it's just got me thinking, and I think downtown is going to be something possibly Hollywood themed, so like movie sets and stuff like that. Because it looked like they were like, it was like you know, they doing like a fight scene for a movie. So that's kind of where what I'm thinking it's going to be. So it's going to be like a movie themed level for downtown. So another theme that we most likely can see, I think, was pirates. Now, if we're gonna get a pirate themed level, it's gonna be Goo Lagoon, straight up. So that is something we can pretty much. It's most likely going to be the case, anyways. I'm not gonna confirm that. It's still very much speculative, but it makes the most sense. And you know what? Seeing Goo Lagoon with a pirate theme, I'm looking forward to it, because especially given how good the levels can look, given well, what Purple Lamp Studios have done with Rehydrated, I think, and like Goo Lagoon was my favorite level they've done. Like I'm really looking forward to see what they can do as a level, regardless of what theme it is. So the final thing I will level I want to speculate on is going to be a hub world. So it's saying that obviously we need to restore the buildings and bring the people back to Bikini Bottom, but Bikini Bottom's also covered in the cosmic jelly. So what I'm thinking is we're going to have Bikini Bottom as a hub world, either as a hub world, or it'd be like an alternative Bikini Bottom, which is its own wish world. Although again, I'm not too sure, but I think it's definitely going to be a hub world of sorts. Bikini Bottom is. What, in regards to what theming it's going to have, I don't know for certain, but yeah. But what I'm expecting from the hub world, though, and what I think would be really cool to see, is Bikini Bottom slowly being restored, and you can see the progression of the town being restored as you like recover the iconic buildings of the town, as well as like obviously the people as well, and maybe like some of the cosmic jelly will get like cleaned up as well, so it can act like as like a visual way of showing, you know, progression through the game. So I'm hoping they'll do something like that with it if they do have a hub world, which I'm pretty sure they will. So yeah. Next I want to talk about costumes. So we know SpongeGob and Snail Bob are going to be a thing, and it's more than likely we're going to have a cowboy themed SpongeBob, Band Geek SpongeBob, and also, even though you only see it for only a moment, a Knight SpongeBob, which is why I knew about the medieval theme. So I could be wrong, it might not even be a theme, but we're more than likely going to have a medieval theme level. And no, thanks to the Knight costume that was seen in the trailer. And this one is a bit of a tough one for me to really come up with for like costume ideas. Only two have really sprung to mind. One of them is pretty much more for the sake of just adding a meaning to the game. Well, other than SpongeGob, but yeah. I'm glad that SpongeGob's in it as a costume. So my two like costumes that I think is gonna be on there: Dolphin SpongeBob. I think that's going to be a thing. Even if it's just added in as a joke, that'd be really funny to see. And the other one, which is more reasonable to expect, would be a superhero costume for SpongeBob. So there's like two possibilities with that one in particular, because you got the one from the, I believe, the second movie, and it's also the Quickster from the TV show. I believe, you know, if there is to be a superhero costume, it'll most likely be the Quickster. So, and I hope it is, to be honest. I really like the Quickster outfit, and I think it'd just be the most appropriate outfit to be wearing and to unlock if you're like a speedrunner doing a speedrun of the game when it comes out. I think I'd just be like the perfect representation. But yeah. That's pretty much it then for the costumes. So, abilities. We know about the fishhook swing and the karate kick. And I mentioned about classic abilities. So I want to briefly cover the classic abilities that we'll most likely see. And there's only one that really comes to mind, which is a projectile based move such as the cruise missile or even the Sonic Air Wave Guitar. And I believe more likely it'll be the Sonic Air Wave Guitar move that'll make a return. And I'm only really saying this mainly because of the theming of music that seems to be quite prevalent. I know that the announcement trailer was just meant to be just covering Sweet Victory and that, but given that we have a Band Geeks outfit for SpongeBob, wouldn't it be cool if you can have the Sonic Air Wave Guitar ability on top of that, or like some sort of music themed ability? But you know, you can just wear the outfit and then, you know, do it then. And the other thing I wanted to, the other abilities I want to go over would be going back to the point about the bubble surfboard. Now, I did say, but I wanted to cover an entire category of abilities, the bubble surfboard being one of them, and that is transportation abilities. So I don't know if they're going to be anything like specific, like to like, you know, SpongeBob, like there's something like a costume can grant him, or if it's going to be level specific. But judging by the trailer, I would say it's going to be something more level specific. So for example, maybe you can ride Mystery in some of the Wish Worlds. Maybe in others you can surf over the goo with a bubble surfboard, or if you're, you know, or even just, you know, rolling around on boulders like you would in the prehistoric level. So I'm expecting, at the very least, I think there's going to be some sort of like transportation mechanic within the levels to maybe help speed your way around the level a bit more, or maybe solve certain puzzles. So there's that. So next thing I want to touch upon now is the co-op play. Now this one I'm definitely stretching out for, but I think that I have a good reason why I think there's going to be co-op play. I think for the most part it's going to be still a single player game. The co-op aspect being Balloon Patrick. I think Balloon Patrick will act as like a little companion that player 2 can be. Much like Plankton in the Truth or Square games, where the player 2 can control to maybe help freeze robots or stun them and stuff like that. I think Balloon Patrick might play a similar role as a co-op character to be able to give assistance to player 1. But obviously I'm stretching myself here with the theory, but that's kind of what I'm expecting. So another mechanic I want to go over is collectibles. So we get a few things that might give us hints towards what we might see in game. So we got socks. I believe that socks will be a collectible in the game, much like it is in Battle for Bikini Bottom. The reason being obviously Dutchman holding the sock. Okay, I know it's a bit outlandish yet again, but hear me out. I believe, because I know the Flying Dutchman does have his own collection of socks, or more specifically, he does own one sock in particular that he's very sentimental about. So what I'm expecting is something similar to Battle for Bikini Bottom, where you try to find all of the Flying Dutchman socks, and maybe he'll give you some reward in return. Now, another collectible I'm expecting to see is Cosmic Jelly. It's something that I think is going to play a rather big role in the game, and I believe it might act as a currency, much like how the shiny objects acted as a currency for Battle for Bikini Bottom, or you got the manliness points from the movie games, or the whatever the name of the coins were in Truth or Square. So I think it's gonna act as like the main currency of the game, is what I'm getting at. Either that, or maybe Mermaid's Tears. Although, even if they're not currency, I think they'll be a collectible of sorts as well, potentially. And then the one which is the most unlikely to be true would probably be the songs from the soundtrack itself. So this could take the form of maybe like a cassette or a record or something like that, or just something that you can find as a secret collectible. So maybe you can have access to unlocking certain songs. Maybe like some of the songs from the show. Like I don't know, like the Campfire song, FUN, Sweet Victory, stuff like that. So maybe you can unlock that as like for like a secret like in-game music player sort of thing, which I think would be really cool to see. Or even if it did something similar where to the original movie game, where you find secrets and then you unlock different stuff as you collect more and more of these chests, and you unlock different secrets. So that could be something that could involve the songs from the soundtrack then, or like other various stuff like concept art and whatnot. But yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be it then for the collectibles. So enemies. I mentioned before that Cosmic Jelly monsters are most likely going to be your standard enemies for the game. So I'm expecting there's going to be quite a few different varieties, and we've only seen probably a handful of that. So yeah, I don't really get delve into that too much more there. Cassandra, who seems to be the main antagonist of the game, we can pretty much guarantee is going to be the final boss of the game, and we'll have to do something to foil her plans and whatever sort of boss fight she'll put on. which I think, given the fact that she's some sort of fortune teller, it's going to be very interesting to see how they'll play that one out. I also think there's going to be mini-bosses as well. And I believe that one of those mini-bosses, if there is mini-bosses going to be in the game, is going to be Karate Sandy. Because throughout the trailer, whenever you do see her in presumably the level that you got to rescue her from, she's trying to fight SpongeBob. So I think it'll be like a friendly fight as part of Director Squidward's movie that he's trying to film. They'll play out an action scene where they have to go for a big karate fight, and I think that'll be a mini boss fight. And that's something I'm pretty confident will be the case in the final game. I'm fingers crossed it is, because that'll be awesome. Like just going mono-y-mono with Sandy in a karate fight just sounds... I don't know, I just really like the idea of that. Because surely they can't make a boss fight involving Sandy any worse than and boring than Robo Sandy. Although to be fair, Purple Lamp did do a pretty good job of making it more fun and rehydrated, so there's that. Yeah, so the only other things I really want to mention is Balloon Patrick. I want to mention about why Balloon Patrick's a thing. So I've mentioned that he might be a co-op character that you can play as player 2. And I think the other reason why Balloon Patrick is a thing is more story related. So in the story description it mentions that both SpongeBob and Patrick wish for a stupid amount of things before, well, the universe just goes all crazy and breaks, essentially. I think one of Patrick's wishes was that he would become a balloon, which is basically what has happened to him. So that's pretty much it. The only thing I will mention is speedruns. What would this game be like to speedrun? Because I think it's going to be very interesting. If my assumptions on how the abilities work is true, then it's going to open up a wide avenue for various strats and routes. So the idea I'm thinking is that the power-ups and abilities that SpongeBob will be able to use will be dependent on what outfit he's wearing. So if he's wearing, like, say, I don't know, let's say the Band Geeks outfit, he's able to use, maybe maybe his standard attack would be something involving, like, beating the monster with an instrument. Or, maybe you can do the Sonic Airwave guitar move or something like that. And maybe Snail Bob has the ability to walk on, like, walls or certain surfaces that other costumes won't allow SpongeBob to do. So I think that's something that we can expect to see, potentially. And if that is the case, then I think speedrunners are going to be in for a treat with this game. But yeah, so to conclude with everything we've got so far, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this game turns out to be. I've never thought I'd be so excited for a SpongeBob game of all things as I am now. Like when I first heard and saw the announcements for it, I spent all night just thinking about it, just writing down notes, just trying to come up with ideas of, what I think could be in this game and stuff like that. Like, my mind was just going a million miles an hour. It was mad. But I loved it at the same time. Like, I am so excited. Really can't wait to see what comes out next. So, yeah, you could probably expect some more videos like this at some point when more information gets released regarding the game. I'll try my best to cover it. So, yeah, that pretty much wraps things up for today. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's a bit of a long one. I know I've been... What's the word I'm looking for? Just gabbing away here for ages. I know it's a long video, but I had so much to say, and yeah, I just want to get you guys excited as well for this game, because like I think it's gonna be potentially good, like maybe even really good, and I have my utmost confidence in Purple Lamp Studios to be able to provide a really good game. They did a good job with Rehydrated. I have no doubt in my mind they can pull it off again with the Cosmic Shake. So, you know, if somehow anybody from Purple Lamp Studios is watching, best of luck, guys. Can't wait to see what you were able to do, and yeah, I hope you can create yet another great game. So yeah, once again guys, thank you all so very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, as well as speedrunning content, SpongeBob content, etc, etc, etc. And yeah, until next time everyone, I shall see you all soon. Bye!